Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Marhaban ana Jaehan. Surirtu bilukhaika. Good day. I am Jaehan Hassan, second year student taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English at the Gig City University. Today, I will talk about the curriculum of the country that is very close to my heart. Saudi Arabia, or officially known as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is the largest Arab state located in the western part of Asia. The kingdom is sometimes called the land of the two holy mosques, in reference to Al-Masjid al-Haram in Mecca and Al-Masjid al-Nabawi in Medina, the two holiest places in Islam. Quick facts. According to the General Authority of Statistics, as of 2020, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was about 34.2 million in population. The language of instruction in public school in Saudi Arabia is Arabic. In higher education, Arabic is increasingly being replaced with English, particularly in medicine, engineering, and science. Some universities such as KAUST use English as the sole official language of instruction. All applicants need to demonstrate English language proficiency to be admitted. School education in Saudi Arabia is called general education and is divided into 3 stages. Elementary education for 6 years, followed by intermediate education for 3 years, and secondary education for additional 3 years. Education is compulsory through intermediate education. Children are officially required to enter school at the age of 6 and must attend for 9 years. Early childhood education is neither mandatory nor overly prioritized. The school year in Saudi Arabia begins in September and ends in June in both the school system and higher education. Students attend school 5 times a week, Sunday to Thursday. In most cases, the academic year is divided into 2 semesters of 18 weeks, from September to December and from January to June. The study of Islam dominates the Saudi educational system. In particular, the memorization by rote of large parts of the Quran, its interpretation and understanding, tafsir, and the application of Islamic tradition to everyday life is at the core of the curriculum. Stated in the Basic Law of Governance, the Constitution of Saudi Arabia, Part 3, Foundation of the Saudi Society, Article 13. Education shall aim to instill the Islamic creed in the young, impart knowledge and skills to them, and prepare them to be useful members in the building of their society, loving their homeland and taking pride in its history. Saudi Arabia has embarked upon an unprecedented reform agenda known as Vision 2030, which aims to create a dynamic, diverse, and sustainable economy to meet the demands of 21st century knowledge-based labor market. So for that to happen, Saudi Arabia must develop a highly skilled population which puts education at the center of Vision 2030. The modernization of Saudi Arabia's education system and the upskilling of Saudi population are the major aspects of this drive and considered vital for the Saudi Arabia's economic transformation and to ensure that Saudi youth are equipped for the jobs of the future in a knowledge-based economy. The government is pursuing far-reaching educational reforms, including the rollout of modernized school curricula that emphasize critical thinking, the retraining of teachers, and the construction of new schools, as well as the decentralization of Saudi Arabia's rigid, centrally steered school system. In this video, we will learn about the title, the framework, design, approach, evaluation, and the features of the curriculum of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Saudi National Curriculum. A curriculum is the strongest expression of the goals of an education system. Education in Saudi Arabia has four special characteristics. First, an emphasis on Islam. Islam is the core of each Muslim's curriculum, with time each week devoted to the study of Muslim sacred texts, the Quran, Islamic tradition, jurisprudence, and theology from primary through higher education. Religion is not separate from, but is a part of the disciplines of education: economics, sociology, psychology, medicine, and law. It is expected that the Quran will be memorized, interpreted, and applied to all aspects of daily life. Second, a centralized educational system. The centralized educational system for men is under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Education, and for women, under the General Presidency of Girls' Education. All schools at all levels utilize the same method of instruction, textbooks, evaluation techniques, curricula, and educational policy. Third, separate education for men and women. As stated in Article 155 of the Educational Policy of Saudi Arabia, there is strict separation of the sexes at all levels of education, with the exception of kindergarten, nursery, and some private elementary schools and in some medical schools. The separation of sexes is related to the respective social status of women accorded them by Islam. With the exceptions of physical education and home economics, the curricula are the same. Fourth, state financial support. The government of Saudi Arabia is committed to the development of education at all costs and maintains exclusive control. Education is free but not compulsory beyond elementary level. The government provides free tuition, stipend, subsidies, and bonuses to students entering certain fields of study and to those continuing their education outside the country. Free transportation is provided also for female students. Educational organization. There are four agencies given the responsibility for the educational policy. First, the Ministry of Education. It was founded in 1953, replaced the Directorate of Education. Its responsibilities include policy making, planning, and budgetary staff to provide physical and teaching materials and supplies to elementary, intermediate, and male secondary schools. Adult and special education, teacher training programs, curriculum and teaching methods, the library system, and museums and archaeological research are departments within the Ministry of Education. The ministry represents the kingdom in international organizations and promotes cultural and foreign exchange. Saudi Arabia is divided into school districts, which implements the policies adopted by the Ministry of Education, while school principal administers the school in a daily basis. Next, the General Presidency of Girls' Education. It was organized in 1960, and it is the educational counterpart of the Ministry of Education, but for women. Elementary education for girls was started in 1961, and by 1963, girls' education was available at both the intermediate and secondary levels. The General Presidency of Girls' Education is divided into Directorate General for General Education for Elementary, Intermediate, and Secondary Education, and the Deputy General of Girls' Colleges, which oversees junior college, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels and specialized training institutes and technical schools in the fields of nursing, teacher training, tailoring, and adult education. However, early in 2003, the General Presidency for Girls' Education was dissolved and its function taken over by the ministry. to administer the girls' schools and colleges, supervise kindergartens and nursery schools, and sponsor literary programs for females. Third, Technical and Vocational Education and Training, the VET, which was formerly known as the General Organization for Technical Education and Vocational Training, and it was created in 1980 to accommodate the kingdom's increasing needs for this special technical education. The Educational Department divided into the Directorate General for Technical Education for Industrial, Commercial, and Agricultural Education, and the Directorate General for Vocational Training for Supervised Vocational and On-the-Job Training Programs, Curricula Development, Program Evaluation, Trainee Affairs, Instructor Training, and Audiovisual Aids. There are 3 levels of vocational training: Pre-Vocational Training Centers, Vocational and Commercial Secondary Schools, and Higher or Post-Secondary Technical Institutes. The Ministry of Higher Education. It is established in 1975 and provides support for Saudi Arabia's universities and colleges. It coordinates, supervises, and follows up post-secondary programs with national development programs in a variety of fields. It reviews requests for study abroad and oversees 27 educational and cultural missions in other countries. The Minister of Higher Education heads the University Council for each university. The sole exception is the Islamic University, headed by the custodian of 2 holy mosques. Educational ministries exist separately for the military. They include the King Khalid Military College for the National Guard training, the King Fahad Security College for security training, Staff Military Academy, 3 military academies, and 4 civil aviation junior colleges.